Hey, so let's get right into it. Today, we're diving into the psychology of the quiet achiever. You know that person, right? The one who does incredible things, but you'd literally never hear about it from them. What is going on in their head? Well, we're going to find out.
I mean, have you ever seen a friend or a coworker get a huge promotion or finish a marathon or hit some massive personal milestone, and then they just show up the next day like it's Tuesday? No big post, no party announcement, just back to work? What is that all about?
From the outside, it's so easy to get this wrong. We might look at them and think, wow, are they not proud of themselves? Or even worse, are they unhappy? But the psychology tells a totally different story. It isn't a lack of joy. It's just a completely different way of processing success. And this right here reframes the whole thing. It's not about them being weird or ungrateful. It's a choice, sometimes a subconscious one, between two very different rewards, the loud external noise of public applause or the deep internal peace of private satisfaction. One isn't better than the other. They're just worlds apart.
So why does this happen? Well, get this. It's not some big, unsolvable mystery. It's actually a pattern, and it all boils down to 5 core psychological drivers. And if you've ever felt a little bit like this yourself, understanding these can be, honestly, a huge relief.
So, let's break down these 5 drivers, starting with the absolute foundation of it all.
First up, and this is the big one, it all comes down to where they get their validation. For the quiet achiever, their self-worth just isn't fueled by public attention. The engine runs on a different kind of gas.
This whole idea is rooted in something psychologists call a stable self-concept. It's basically having a sense of who you are that's solid and comes from within. The real satisfaction, the real buzz, comes from doing the work, from solving the puzzle, not from the thousands congrats messages that might come after. The win feels real all on its own.
Okay, the second driver is about the scoreboard they're using to keep track. For the quiet achiever, it is not a race against other people. It's a constant personal challenge to beat who they were yesterday.
You know, a lot of us are brought up with what you could call a ranking mindset, where we're always asking, how do I stack up against everyone else? But the quiet achiever, they operate from a growth mindset. The only question that really matters to them is, am I better, smarter, or stronger than I was before?
And because their standards are so deeply internal, hitting a goal doesn't feel like crossing a finish line. It just feels like a checkpoint. By the time they've actually achieved it, their brain is already 3 steps ahead, mapping out the next harder climb. There's just no time to stop and wave a flag.
So where does this intense internal drive even come from? Well, for our third point, we have to look back, way back. For a lot of people, this pattern was learned in childhood, especially if they were the so-called easy child.
This is such a powerful insight. Think about it. If you got praise for being low maintenance, for not making a fuss, you might have learned a really deep lesson. Being quiet and self-sufficient is how you stay safe and loved.
And that childhood role, it doesn't just disappear. As an adult, it can turn into this intense hyper-independence, a need to do everything on your own. It can make you avoid asking for help or even asking for celebration, because on some level, it feels like you're being a burden. You just get so good at handling everything yourself that you swallow your wins with the same silence you swallow your struggles.
Number 4, let's talk about what actually happens in their mind when they hit a major success. Instead of wanting to throw a big party, a huge accomplishment often makes them turn inward, quietly.
It's kind of like a solo traveler who needs that quiet time alone to really process their journey. For the quiet achiever, a big win is the perfect opportunity for that same kind of intentional solitude. It's their chance to privately ask, okay, what did I learn? What's different now? Where do I go from here? The real emotional clarity doesn't come from the noise of a party, it comes from that quiet, reflective space.
And that brings us to our 5th and final driver, and it's all about protecting a really core human need, autonomy, that feeling of being in control of your own life. For the quiet achiever, staying silent is actually a powerful move to protect it.
I mean, think about it. The second you announce a big win, you signed up for a bunch of unspoken social jobs, right? Suddenly, you have this obligation to reply to every single comment. Then there's the pressure to be grateful in a very public, performative way. And on top of all that, you have to do the emotional work of managing how everyone else feels about your success, whether it's jealousy or just over-the-top excitement.
So, and this is so important, staying quiet isn't passive, it is an active decision. It's a way of resisting all that social pressure.
It lets you stay in the driver's seat of your own time, your own energy, and your own emotions. Now, if any of this is resonating with you, it's really important to know that having a mind that's always analyzing, always pushing forward, it's a double-edged sword. It can be exhausting, for sure, but it is also an incredible strength.
At the end of the day, it really comes down to this trade-off. You're just not wired to chase the noise of the destination, the party, the praise, the public scorecards. Instead, you're wired to value the depth of the journey, the personal growth, the hard-won lessons, and that quiet internal nod of a job well done.
So let's end on this thought, because it's a powerful one. Your progress is real. It's significant, whether you announce it with a megaphone or not. That quiet self-trust you've built, that is a form of deep, real confidence, and it absolutely does not need a microphone to be powerful.
And that kind of leaves us with one last question to think about. If you knew for a fact that nobody was watching, what would success actually mean to you?